Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm Melody. This is Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. This is Thanksgiving early, and I am coming at you today with my dinner rolls. I wanted to start them a little bit earlier. It's about 12 here, so it has time to rise, so keep that in mind. But this will make 12 rolls. You'll love them. They're very fluffy, like a cloud. I'll tell you the ingredients. I'll try to remember to write it down underneath the description, but you'll need, excuse me, 4 cups of all-purpose flour. If you want to use bread flour, you can. 2 1/4 teaspoons or one of those packages of yeast. 1/3 cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of milk, slightly warm, 1/3 cup of butter, softened, 3 egg yolks, and 3 tablespoons of butter, melted. Okay, so I want to show you before we start. This is the KitchenAid. I have the dough hook on it, just not the bowl. Let me show you. Okay, I went to start this video a few minutes ago. A little bit longer than a few minutes ago, actually, maybe about 20 minutes ago. This is the milk warmed up and the butter melted with the yeast, and you can see it's doing nothing. And that came out of this jar here, so not good. I just did this one with 1 cup of water to test it. 2 tablespoons of yeast. I think I did, okay, 2 teaspoons of yeast, yeah, a tablespoon, and water and sugar. And you can already see how that is going. And this is in a baggie. This is Fleischmann's. So that's really bubbly. That's not doing anything. And then this one's dated 2023. I think it's the flax one. This has been sitting for probably about 10 minutes. Same thing, water, and it's active. This is what it looks like when it's not active. And that one is really, let me see if I can get you a good shot. Look at how active that yeast is. But that's just a quick tip on how you can test your yeast if you're not sure. I thought I used this one before, but I guess not. And now we're going to start the dinner rolls with the right yeast. So, but that's how you know if your yeast is good. You can just test it in water and sugar, and if it blooms, you're good to go. Okay, so this one's overflowing. All right, I'm going to wash out my bowl, and we're going to get ready to make the dinner rolls for Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, so now that I pretty much washed everything up, you need 1 cup of milk. And then we're going to add our butter to the milk. You can do this in a pan. Oops, splashing it. I just put it in the microwave, the butter and the milk, for, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. You don't want it too hot because you'll kill your yeast. This is just the milk and the butter. Like I said, you don't want it too hot because you can kill your yeast, or if it's too cold, the yeast won't rise. So let's warm this up. You can do this in a pan, but I'm trying to spare myself having to do any more dishes right now. These rolls are so good. You can make these during the week. You can use them for sliders. You will want to hold on to this recipe. Okay, I'm going to put this in the microwave and warm it up. While that's warming up, I'm going to do my yeast. Like I said, you can use one of those packaged yeast. Let me see if the butter melts it. No. You could use packaged yeast, 2 1/4 teaspoons. So I just did 1 tablespoon and 1/4. Okay, yeast is in there. We're waiting for the milk and the butter to melt, and we will get this show on the road. Okay, I'm just over here stirring. And I like to do a teaspoon of sugar because it feeds the yeast. So the yeast is in there. We're going to go in with the milk, sugar, and butter. We're going to give that a quickie whisk. And we're going to let this sit, mixture, for 5 minutes. So it's poofy. Okay, bring it back as soon as that looks poofy. Okay, let me see if I can get you in the bowl. See how it's all foamy? We're good to go. Okay, let me back you up a little bit. I let that sit for about 5 minutes. So that's the milk, the butter. I always feed the yeast with about like a teaspoon of sugar. Don't add your salt because you can kill your yeast as well. But this is super easy to make. Even if someone hasn't baked a lot, you'll love this recipe. You can use this all year long. Okay, so to the yeast mixture, we're going to add the flour, the sugar, the egg yolks, the salt. So let's start with our 4 cups. Actually, I'm going to get my sugar in there. And we need 4 cups of flour. I'm not using bread flour, I'm just using all-purpose flour. But you can. I didn't measure it in advance. That's 2. One more. Just take your time. Don't overpack it, just measure it. Okay. There's our flour. So we added the sugar, the flour. We're going to go in with the 3 egg yolks right there. Pretty simple. And we need some salt, a teaspoon of salt. Let me find my teaspoon. This is a half, so need 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using kosher. And that's 1 teaspoon right there. And we're just gonna turn it on. And we're gonna start mixing this. And you can see that yeast. Let me zoom you in some. You can see the yeast bubbling up the side of the bowl. But I wanted just to show you how you could, you know, test your yeast on whether it's good or not good. Okay, let's turn this on. Slowly. Just starting it off slow, letting it come together. You can do this by hand if you want. You want it to come away from the side of the bowl. Just like so, it's coming away from the bottom of the bowl. There's still a little bit down on the bottom of the bowl. That looks really good. Okay, so now, let me feel it. You can pull a piece off. Feel your dough. Doesn't feel too dry. Now we're going to put this on 2 and we're going to let it knead until it looks pretty smooth. Then we're going to put it in a bowl, a greased bowl, and then we're going to let it rise. But I'll bring you back as soon as the bread is kneaded or the rolls are kneaded. Sorry. Okay, that looks good to me. Because my machine's bouncing all around. Okay. And if it doesn't look that smooth to you, you can just do it right on a piece of counter quickly. So let's see. Okay, let's get this out. And then you can just pull it together to get it into a ball. I'm just smoothing it out a little bit. Now you want to have a bowl and you want to grease it. So let me grab that bowl. You can actually use the same bowl either in your oven, not on, in a draft-free place. I'm most likely going to use the microwave. Not on, of course. But let me get that bowl. So if you want to save yourself some dishes, just do it in the same bowl. I'm going to put a little bit of oil. You want to rub it up to the top. You want this to double in size. And then we're just going to drop our dough in there. And then flip it over. And then we're going to cover this because you don't want the top of your dough to form a crust. And that's it. So that's the whole beginning. And my bowl's stuck and I have a greasy hand. I'm going to cover this up with some saran wrap, I think, or a lid. Just don't let this be in a cold spot, and make sure this is covered so you don't get a crust on it. Once it doubles in size, I will bring you back and show you what the next step is. Friends, the roll dough has absolutely doubled in size, and normally it takes an hour. It didn't even take this an hour in the microwave, and I had a lid on top of the bowl. This bowl just made it in my son's microwave. So we're going to use this area, and we're going to go on to the next step on the dinner rolls. So I want to get a little bit of flour. Okay, I wanted to pull a little bit of flour out. I'm going to use this as my work surface. We just got done basting the turkey, which is, thank God, everything's looking good. So just dump it out. Look at how fluffy it is. What you want to do is you just want to take your bowl and cut it in half. As evenly as possible. If you have a bench scraper, that would be good. You may hear my sound in the background. Now you want to get, you can roll it into a log if you want, but you want to get 12 pieces. So let's see. If you have a scale, you can measure these. One on the end there might be a little bit small, and I might have to steal from another one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take from one. Just very easy. And then what you do is pull it in like so. Super easy to do. And then you can put a little bit of flour down for your other pieces. Keep a damp towel over them. 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to cut these again. But you want to, mainly when you're gonna roll them, because I'll show you and then I'll roll the rest myself. Pull it in on the bottom, pinch it, and then if you have a dry spot on your counter with no flour on it, you just roll it with your 2 fingers and use the palm of your hand. Hopefully you're seeing this. You get pretty smooth on the bottom. You want the seam to be shut. Doesn't have to be perfect. These will blow up, so. Okay, so 12 dinner rolls. Let me see. What do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Just cut your pieces. 4, 6. Okay, and that is pretty much it. I have this pan that I greased, and once you have them rolled, line them up in here, which I'll show you when I'm done. Line them up in here, and then you're going to cover it and let them rise 1 hour. So, let me show you rolling another one. I usually just try to get it into a bowl first. If it has like a mark like that, you can just pull it onto itself. Like so. Pinch the bottom. Or don't really worry about it, but do a little bit to the bottom. But you will love these rolls. Don't put flour where you're going to roll them. It just makes it easier. You can always hot soap and water the counter. This is clean. And you just roll it until the bottom gets smooth. Pinch it if it's not cooperating. And then continue to roll until you have all 12 ready to go. Like I said, you can use a scale for these. This one feels kind of hefty. You can use a scale. But these are flawless. They always come out really good. So I'm going to continue rolling, and then I will show you what that looks like. Okay, they're all rolled. They're not all exactly the same size because I don't have my scale here, but you do you. It's okay either way because they'll still turn out. Just have to fix this last one. And we're going to put it, I'm going to put mine on top of the oven. You can see that these are a little bit bigger. But I'm going to put mine in the pan that I showed you. Let me put that flour back. So it gave me, what did I say, 12? Yes, exactly 12. It's all okay. Put them in the pan like so. Cover it with a lint-free towel till they rise. And then when they rise, we'll put them in the oven. But I'll bring you back when they rise. But they look pretty good. You will love them. Everyone, let me show you. They rose. They doubled in size. This is why I tell you this recipe is flawless. And they're going to go in the oven 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. And then when they come out, brush them with some melted butter. Total hit. I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. Everyone, there they are. Just took them out of the oven. And then what I do is just take some melted butter and do every one of the rolls. Sorry if you hear dinging. I didn't turn my phone off. These are piping hot, so make sure you do them with melted butter as soon as they come out. Should have probably melted a little bit more. Voila. That is it. Gorgeous. I'm gonna get my son to take one out and try it, so hang tight. Okay, I asked my son to show you the texture on the inside. He will try it. Look at how high it is, and it's like a cloud. Okay, I'll hold it there. Well, you can just rip it open, or you want to cut it.
Here, you hold it and I'll rip it, or you rip it.
Oh, yeah, by the way, it's hot. Hold on. Like not out of the oven. Look at that. Okay, you want to try a piece, Jack? Let everybody know what you think.
Good.
They're good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, well, that's a total success. These are the dinner rolls I usually always make, so we're getting ready to have dinner. That is what they look like. I never take a picture at the right time before one's missing, but there they are. Easy peasy recipe. I hope you give it a try. Enjoy your day, and if you're new here, think about subscribing, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one, friends.